kids? It's your old pal Plazzy the Plasma Deity, formerly known as Squatty the Squatter Man, and I'm back again to let y'all in on a little known secret of the Milky Way. Now this is our solar system: the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, watch out for the Klingons around Uranus, and Neptune. Now, modern academia tells us that the solar system is all messed up. Mercury is too small of a planet to be so close to the sun. Venus, why, it spins backwards. Of course, everybody knows that we here on Earth are on a 23.5-degree tilt. Now, let's take a look at Uranus. Uranus is tilted by a whopping 98 degrees. Ouch! And why does Neptune spin on its side, tilted 30 degrees to the sun's orbit? Well, there was a colleague of Einstein's, an Israeli scientist named Emanuel Velikovsky, a very smart man who once suggested in the 1950s that our planets in ancient times were in a different order and much closer together. And then in the 1990s, along came a very smart man named David Talbot, and he made a documentary called Symbols of an Alien Sky, whereupon he suggested that it was the Earth, Mars, Venus, and Saturn that was the alternate planetary alignment. And for primitive man and early hominids, this is what it would have looked like from Earth. And this planetary alignment with the planets so close would have created a plasma discharge in between the planets that would have looked a little something like this. Me, my handsome self, Plazzy the Plasma Deity, here I am. And David Talbot, he went about looking and he found this image of me all over the world. They just couldn't stop drawing me. I guess my handsome self was too hard to resist. Anyway, here to explain the rest, is that weird guy, Steve. I mean, he really is weird. I mean, you guys don't even know. I've secretly filmed him doing some Silence of the Lambs stuff. Look for yourself.
Shake that ass, mommy. Shake that ass, mommy. Shake that ass, mommy. Okay, this Codex.
What the actual... I guess old Plazzy won't be needing his eyeballs anymore, folks. Anyway, here he is, somebody who's definitely not weird at all. It's Steve.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Atlantis Confirmed. My name is Steve. Let's go ahead and get started. So, I want to talk to you about the Codex Gigas, which, this is from Wiki, just means giant book. The Codex Gigas, Czechoslovakian, just Czech now, showing my age there. It is also known as the Devil's Bible, because there is an unusually large full-page portrait of supposedly Satan inside. It was made 13th century, 1300 AD, in the Benedictine monastery of that name right there, which I'm not going to attempt to slaughter. Okay, so you get it. It's a really giant book. I think it's the largest medieval text that we still have. There's some strange legend of a pope or something, or not a pope, but some friar or brother of some sort was going to be either excommunicated or put to death for something that he did. And he said, well, give me one night and I'll write the biggest Bible, the most extensive knowledge book of all time. And supposedly he wrote this in one night. You know, that's the legend. So, and in this, supposedly he wrote it the whole night because he had the devil helping him. And there he is, the devil right there. This is the devil right here. And I'm just going to go ahead. It's the Plasma Deity. It's Squatter Man. There are no such thing as demons. There is no such thing as Satan. Satan is Saturn. There is only the Plasma Deity, the greatest event ever in the history of mankind, that began the history of mankind as a society, as a global society, in the most ancient of prehistory, became the most guarded secret of all time. And something hidden is a cult in Latin. Cult just means hidden in Latin. Okay, so yeah, you mean it's pretty obvious. There are no demons. There is only demonizing. Demonizing came first. Then they invented the demons. They had to invent demons so that they could make it bad and taboo, a boogeyman to keep you away from, especially when it became represented as the sacred feminine. Most all of the demonic symbols, from the goat head to the pentagram, they're all substitute symbols for the uterus. So they were feminine. They were fertility symbols. Pan was a fertility god. It literally got turned into a demon. It was demonized because the ancient Jewish temple, they were sacked by the Babylonians. They had Asherah and Yahweh, the sacred feminine and sacred masculine. The sacred feminine were the Asherim, and they were apparently very sexual rites priestesses. The males who wrote the history later said, and we don't know if this is true, the Asherim would have sexual prostitution for religious purposes. So they would make money. The temple would make money that way. Then they would incorporate the sexual practice into their religious rites. They get sacked by Babylon Nebuchadnezzar in 326 BC, I believe, and they blamed it all on the Asherim and Asherah. So. The Jews get exiled from the temple and from Jerusalem. After that, no more Asherah. Hezekiah has all the Asherah poles chopped down that Solomon had in the temple. Everything Asherah became verboten, including Lilith and every other sin. But this is another example of this is the knowledge of the plasma deity. I won't even insult your intelligence by saying the likenesses of the thing. Here's what else happened and why things became demonized. The First Council of Nicaea, or also known as the Council of Constantine, which happened in 325 AD. Roman Emperor Constantine, we're at the end of the Roman Empire. Constantinople, which is now Istanbul in Turkey. This was the last stronghold of this was more powerful than Rome itself at that time. So because Rome had been divided into the Holy Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire. Don't mind my cat coughing up a hairball in the background there. Okay, so this was all paganism. And then the Council of there were all these other books of the Bible. Most people don't know this, but there are other books of the Bible called the Gnostic Gospels that didn't make it into this. This was the first. This is what created the first official version of the Bible. And so this is where the Council of Nicaea, where the pagan stories became doctrine of the Catholic Church. And there are a lot. There's a book of who's the one who betrayed Jesus? I'm having a hard time thinking of there's a book of Mary Magdalene. These were all excluded because they have fantastical things in it, like Jesus coming back to life as a child, Jesus changing his shape. One of the Gnostic Gospels have Simon of Magus, who has a wizard battle with the Apostle Paul, and Simon and Magus says he could fly through. They would get to be seen flying through the streets of Jerusalem. Really fantastical stuff. So they cut a lot out, and the books that they determined were canon was determined here at the First Council of Nicaea. So that's just another way where they controlled the story, the narrative of what happened. And like they say in Lord of the Rings, some things that should not have been forgotten, were lost. The most catastrophic event, the most important event in mankind, became its most closely guarded secret, including and Saturn, which was a part of the planetary alignment, the large part, as Plazzi introduced in the beginning of the video, became Satan. Saturn is Satan. This was the Satan when it finished and the planetary alignment was over. It appeared to fall. That was Satan falling to Earth. Okay, my name is Steve. Please hit like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and check out the rest of my videos. We're moving pretty fast these days. I'll see you guys on the next one. I don't want to.
Daily.